Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Dub134 today. I'm back with another video. I know I've been really steering. I haven't really done much videos with you guys recently, but today we're going to be doing Crossed by Garth Ennis. Yes, Crossed. I, I don't know what to say about this book entirely. To help you guys out. In all honesty, I really don't. Um, at one point, I have a couple notes down for you guys. I just want to get those out for you guys real quick. In all honesty, it really wasn't. So when I first read it, almost 6 months ago, was when I read this one first. Was when I first read this one. And I really haven't gone back to it recently. Crossed is pretty much so. Crossed is about pretty much the human beings are primitive. They're not zombies, but they are humans. They're primitive. They're very primitive. They pretty much do whatever sexual desires they want to do. They're very threatening. They swear like nothing in this. Like it's like they swear like it's the word or a or at or like any other word, any other basic word that we use in every freaking sentence. So, that's kind of like the big thing in this one is the fact that it's pretty much a primitive human being, so they can talk still. They can do a lot of things. They just do some really gross things in this. This is not for the faint of heart. But what are the positives to this? It's a very unique idea that they have crosses on their head. It's very unique. It's very cool. You don't know when you can get it. It's weird when people get it. You can get it by getting bitten or something like that. There's some really cool things in, like, for example, there's a part where you take it from a military view. Mostly you're with a group. This group right here. There's one cool part where you do for an issue, you go with the military group who pretty much take these doctors to go shut down nuclear facilities. These doctors that can only shut down nuclear facilities, and they shut them down and they kill them because they don't want them to get out and pretty much go primitive and then nuke because that's what they would do. So it's very creative. Some nice things in there, but there's a lot of things in there too that are very just depressing. This is not a book for a lot of people. The bad. And this is kind of like as I gone on. This is what I've been kind of thinking about it. There's too much swearing. Too much swearing. I am a guy that doesn't like too much swearing because when I notice it, it bothers me when you're noticing something. But you shouldn't notice it about it unless it's a good thing. So, for example, a lot of Netflix shows have a lot of swearing, and it gets exhausting after about this first season or so. You're like, oh, hey, guys, can you find something other than the F word to use every time Arthur gets mad on Peaky Blinders? Like, come on. To me, and this is my personal opinion, maybe it is true. I want to do more research for you guys and kind of do a whole video on it. But swearing is very uncreative. It's showing that you don't have very creative vocabulary and you can't figure out other use to words because swearing is an easy out. For example, when they're saying shit, it can mean a lot of things and it's very simple for people to understand. But when you say, oh my gosh, the beast is very gross, they're saying it looks like shit. You can say, like, the green goblin looks gross and disgusting. That is more creative. They're being creative. Something that I just don't see them ever. Something that is a one thing. It's uncreative writing. And maybe it's not uncreative for Garth Ennis. Maybe he's a great writer. I haven't really read a lot of other things by him, but I will say. It's very gross. It's very graphic. It's very gross. It's disgusting. I really don't ever want to eat anything after this or before it, even thinking about it. I personally would never want anyone to read this. In all honesty, there is really no need for this book, unless I don't know if anybody out there is a Crossed fan, and you guys think it gets better in the second volume. I am more than willing to take a shot at it because I've already gone through it. It does actually tamper off after the first one. Pretty much, it does tamper off to being slightly less gross. But it's still pretty bad throughout the whole thing. So it does tamper off ever so slightly towards the end, towards like this towards after pretty much the first issue, I believe it tampers off. There's some really gross stuff in this. There's just it's disgusting. Some of it's unnecessary. It's just actually, honestly, it doesn't get much better. Actually, I don't think it gets better at all towards the latter half of the book. Yeah, it doesn't get any better. The book doesn't get any better. Actually, I'll say that it doesn't taper off at all. I think it gets even worse towards the latter half of the book. Some middle sections are really bad. Um, there's a lot of gross things in this. Um, I don't advise anybody to actually read this. I took a shot at it knowing that there. I didn't know how bad it was. I thought I knew it was bad. I read the book Uber. I love the book Uber. It's a great book series. It's very bloody. Uber is very bloody. Now, I didn't think this would be. I thought like Uber is gonna be the worst of it. This is the worst of it. I don't advise anybody to ever really read this. It's not needed to read. Go out and read something a little bit better. Go something out and read something that's actually kind of not depressing as much towards the end. Like it can be depressing in the middle, but not towards the end. Uber is not as bad, and Uber is very creative and good as well. So, you know, I give this about a 3 out of 10, guys. I don't advise this to anyone. The only thing I give it points on are creative and uniqueness. It's creative and unique, and its design. That's pretty much it. And the artwork is pretty good. But that's pretty much it, guys, about Cross. This is a little bit longer of one just because it's a little more controversial one. Not controversial, but a little bit more of a more adult themed book. Let me guys know what you guys think. If you guys ever read Crossed, does it tamper off towards the latter half of the books? Like, do the next volume is a little bit better, or is it just as bad? I would like to know. So let me know in the comment section below if you guys have read it. If you guys haven't read it, do you guys like this review? It's a little bit longer. It's a little more in-depth analysis of it. So hope you guys have a good day. Don't comment and subscribe for more videos and enjoy your day and evening or morning or afternoon.